All right. Jerry Diamond, How to Get Out of Babylon. And this message, and it's about Pentecost, is about how to get out of Babylon. And I'm going to talk about how they did it here in the New Testament, in the book of Acts, and how that compares to today, what is happening, what a lot of people perceive needs to be done, and perhaps how we could actually go about doing something that will actually work. That's big. It's a big topic, and it's a deep, deep subject. So this is not deep words for shallow minds. It's not, so deep thoughts. So I guess put on your thinking cap or your spiritual water well. So, all right. And when the day of Pentecost was fully come, they were all with one accord in one place. Well, guess what? We, as a remnant bunch of knuckleheads, are not of one accord. We all have our own little mindset and our own little game that we're playing and our own little perception of reality that we want everybody else to believe in. As long as we do, nothing's ever going to happen. We're not in one place. Now, here's the difference at this point in time. And I'm not going to go in and read extensive passages of Scripture to make a point, but we all know the story that the believers sold their property in the country and laid the money at the apostles' feet. There were a huge number of believers here, 3,000 the first day. Okay, more added daily, such as were meant to be saved. And they sold land in the country to help the people that were primarily, this was in the city. Okay, they were dwelling at Jerusalem, Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven. They hoarded his people speaking in their own tongue. Parthians, Medes, Elamites, dwellers in Mesopotamia, Judea, Cappadocia, Pontus, Asia, Phrygia, Pamphylia, in Egypt, parts of Libya around Cyrene, strangers of Rome, Jews and proselytes, Cretes, Arabians. We do hear them speak in our tongues the wonderful works of Yah. Okay? So, there were people from all over the world, and they heard them speak in their own tongue. Was it a miracle of hearing? Did they miraculously hear everybody? These guys were speaking, the common language at the time, Aramaic, and they heard them speaking in their own tongue, or were the disciples miraculously granted a gift of tongues, and were they speaking in their own language? Either way, the point is that Yahweh knows people's language and can miraculously talk to anybody in their language, and that his name, in my estimation, he knows that you speak English, and he can speak to you in English, and guess what? He probably is trying to. He's not trying to speak to you in Hebrew. Okay? He's not trying to speak to you in Greek. You can learn Greek, you can learn Hebrew, it'll do a lot for you, but the Father is not speaking to you in a language that you do not understand. Period. End of story. He's not that bound. So,